Attack of the show. Attack.
Bad. Now, the new Xbox 360 is definitely slimmer and more stylish. The original is about a foot across. Here we go. And the Slim is almost 2 inches shorter. Show that. It's also about a ½ an inch thinner. These things are kind of heavy.
Yeah, they are. We're talking about, this thing is so sleek and, just herniated. So
Although I gotta say, this one is lighter.
That was a hernia.
Noticeably so.
Yeah, no.
No, come on.
I notice it, but I'm not blown away by it.
Well, with the girl, like, look, yeah, it's...
But, I mean, you could still use either to weigh down a small child who's trying to get away from you.
True. Weird. They both have the same depth. I'm gonna do this here.
Yeah.
So, Kevin,
I think we've thoroughly shown off all sides of each Xbox, Jessica.
So here's...
I think we've got it.
Wait, no.
Give us three-quarter perspective tilt.
Here's a square. Here's an angle. Here we go. Do you like the new design?
Look, I do, sure. Again, I don't think it's that... When I hear the 360 Slim, I think of going from like the old PS3 Panini Maker down to the really, really thin one.
Yeah.
There's not that radical of a redesign here. There are 5 USB ports, 2 on the front, 3 on the back, which is 2 more than the Elite has, which would be good for your Project Connextal or whatever the hell they're doing with the motion stuff. There's also a built-in 250 gig hard drive, but you have a problem with that as well as I do.
I do. I'm not totally sold on that. I do like the removable hard drive.
Right. Because eventually, when your console bricks, it's nice and easy to take the hard drive off and pop it on the next one that you bought.
Just from a personal work perspective, I use the USB a lot for work and things like that. I don't want to end up they're small. I don't want to end up losing it and then losing all my saves and what have you.
Are you talking about keeping your saves on a USB drive?
Yeah.
Well, you can transfer your old Xbox's data with a USB stick or the $20 transfer cable, so you can still do that, of course. But again, the external hard drive is actually kind of a sad thing to lose. I think.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just because that's what we started off with and I love it more, or what the deal is. But I don't.
Sometimes you don't know what you got till it's gone, Miss Chobot.
Exactly.
So much write a song about it.
Exactly. Of course, there's also Wi-Fi.
Yes.
So does this work as advertised?
Yeah, it's wireless. I mean, we didn't have any problems. Configuring it is really easy, just like you'd expect it to be. We streamed a ton of Netflix and HD, and of course it looked great. But again, the notion here is now it's not an external adapter. Now you're not paying $100 extra for something it should have had built in from the start.
Agreed. Now, Microsoft was able to consolidate a lot of space, which should make it easier to cool down and run quieter.
Yeah.
But is that the case?
They say, like, whisper quiet, but it's sort of the case. It's still noisy when you're running a game off a disc, but it's noticeably quieter than the Elite. It's also been reported that the Xbox will shut itself off before it overheats, which will give you a red dot of death. So the ring is gone.
The rings are gone.
Hopefully that means it won't die completely, but, only time will tell. Give it a month. One thing of note, though, loading times are actually a few seconds faster on the Slim. We tested boot up time, as you can see, and loading Bad Company 2. It was actually ahead of the Elite. So it's a small thing, but it's there.
We'll see. I'm not totally convinced yet.
Do you want to hate this thing?
I don't want to hate it.
Does it have a water jet when you're finished? Or
well, oddly enough, I actually didn't mind the loud noise when you started up, just because, I mean, remember the Dreamcast and that thing was like, and it just made you feel so good. And now I turn on the Xbox and it's like, what? And I'm like, yeah! And so, I don't know, quiet. And then you got nice white noise in the background to take a nap when you're done playing your games.
The fan noise, yeah.
I liked it. This is now the most expensive Xbox.
You can buy small alarm clocks that have the sound of the ocean or the wind breeze. You don't have to use a $300 console.
I've got it on my iPhone, but I fall asleep playing on my couch. It's all done. It's done.
The oddest things about the Xbox are the ones you're going to miss the most.
Shut up.
Well, no, I'm just saying. I'm going to miss the old headset because the cable made it easy to choke myself out. Like, okay, that's an odd usage, Jess, but I get you're going to miss it.
Some people might like it, Kevin. You can buy it $300. The Elite is $250, and the Arcade is $150. Yes. And for some of us, it's free. Who went to the Microsoft conference?
For some game journalists who can totally afford the new one, they got it free at the conference. It's okay to hate.
I am going to do a good thing, though, and give it to my brother, my old one to my brother.
That is nice of you.
Because I missed his birthday. So, what are we rating it?
5 out of 5, everybody. And here's why. As far as the Xbox goes, it is the best one to date. It has the bells and whistles included that you wanted for the price. That's okay. If you already own an Xbox, this is the important part. Don't let that 5 out of 5 mislead you.
Yep.
You don't have to buy this. You already have one. You're fine. If you want the extra features, let's say you don't have Wi-Fi or a huge hard drive, then this is a great deal, so get it. Keep in mind, though, the price will probably come down to $200 in a few months. Now, we don't know if that version will still have the same size hard drive or the built-in Wi-Fi, but there is supposedly going to be another 360 coming out in a few months that's about $100 cheaper. So you might want to wait if you can.
I would say wait,
Yeah.
unless you desperately need one.
You know, sometimes things happen here on the show. During the commercial break, one such thing did happen. A gentleman by the name of Ray Maldonado popped up on our Twitter wall, and he said, "Kevin, you're crazy. The new Xbox does have a removable hard drive. It's under one of the latches." And I'm like, "What latch?" And I just popped this thing off and pulled this thing. I'm like, "You think this is a removable hard drive, Ray?" You're absolutely right. This is a 250 gig hard drive. So congrats, Ray, for getting that one correct. We're gonna get you a puppy.
Now I'm
Do we have to get him a puppy now? You don't get anything, Ray, but thank you for the heads up.